ngawe ubano yofakaza ngawe mawushiya lenhlangano ubano yofakaza ngawe ubano yofakaza ngawe ubano yofakaza ngawe mawushiya lenhlangano. Comrades, Comrade President, Comrade Deputy President, Comrade former President, Comrade Thabo Mbeki, the members of the Mamoepa family, leaders of the government, leaders of our movement, our religious leader, and all fellow mourners and comrades, and the community of which Comrade Ronnie was part. Ngiyanibingelela. I ask, Comrade Ronnie, what do we say in days like these? Are you gone? Are you gone forever? Is today your last day with us? These are the questions that arise in my mind as I rise to join all of us in paying tribute to you, in saying goodbye to you, in seeing you off to your final resting place. Your untimely departure has touched me and the whole NEC of the ANC, in whose name I speak today. I have no words to describe the loss, no words to calm our pain, no words to tame the grief behind our tears. The ANC has indeed lost. We have all lost. Our condolences go to your family, to your friends, and to your colleagues. Death has deprived our country of another pillar of our society, a comrade who had the natural talent to find words to speak for us, to express our views, to sell our ideas. Comrade Ronnie's life is known to all of us, as it has been repeated in the past few days and today here. You leave us with your legacy that will defy anything that will attempt to erase your name from our memory. We see you, your footprints, in the many cadres you produced and trained for our movement and country, in your field of speciality, the field of communication. I think many of you might have forgotten, towards the first democratic elections of South Africa, the ANC put up an election press center to which Comrade Ronnie, Comrade Kgalema House, Comrade Lindiwe Zulu, and I were deployed to field queries and to put the positions of the movement. I will never forget, and I will always cherish those moments. You'll soon be out of this church to your final resting place, but your charm, laughter, jokes will keep us forever entertained in laughter, in the way you wanted to be always remembered. We learned from our movement in as much, you learned from our movement in as much as you taught our movement about communication and how to communicate. You have left us with a Mamoepa doctrine of communication to always inform our people, never to lie, to seek fame or claim cheap victory, and never to hide information or the truth. He was always faithful as the truth he sought to convey. He believed in the liberatory power of the truth, of information that empowers, that liberates, that transforms our country. It didn't matter to you how many times you had to communicate in the many years of service to our country and our people. There was no ceiling to say, now you end here. There was no boundary, which was a red line not to be crossed. You always believed in the infinite and eternal value of communication. Truth knows no fear and has no boundaries, because sometimes it has to challenge our own fears and what impedes us from confronting and accepting it. This is the power that communicators have over us, to help us overcome our ignorance and sometimes even our own fears. Comrade Ronnie was himself an embodiment of the communication that is written in bold in his legacy. His personality was itself a communicator. He was always in the company of others. His company with others was always fulfilling, cherished, and memorable. We always wanted to be around him, in as much as he always wanted to be around us. He was good and lively company. He was never alone, but always with all of us, his family, his comrades, his friends. He will be missed so dearly because his life, his personality was never of the person to ever be without others, without company, alone. Comrades, Comrade Ronnie was a communicator par excellence. He believed that information is power when it empowers others. He spoke, his voice was very familiar to us, and we trusted it. He was never arrogant, but always confident in the power of the message his voice carried. He was a master of choice of words, and good ones, and not insults or verbal abuse. He was forceful and forthright, but never a bully. He believed his message and the power it carried. He was humble in his boastful way of telling it as it is. He would swank as he speaks to the music of his voice. He could be cheeky, provocative. He was a spark that amplified the voice of our people. He would stand up to speak when many of us choked, stuck to the comfort of our chairs. We will miss him. He didn't believe in dogma, but debates and their battle of ideas. He would always fight for an idea he believed in, because he knew that ideas have their own dialectics. They get enriched and better in debate and through debate. I wish all of us could emulate this good example, to believe in the power of debate, not to talk across or against each other, not to speak ill of those we differ with, but to engage and to be willing to be engaged. Slogans are good, like our revolutionary songs, They are the bearers of our key messages and are part of our political history. But slogans are not an alternative to knowledge, to good debates among comrades, or to the political education that has carried and built our movement in the 100+ years of its existence. It doesn't help throwing slogans at each other when we should be in conversation, in dialogue about our movement as comrades. Comrade Ronnie loved our revolutionary songs, but songs about the common history we share and about all our leaders, songs that unite and build our movement. He was a man of his word, a man of words, and words never die, like in the poem by an unknown author. I'll skip the poem. This was Comrade Ronnie's mission: a better South Africa and a better Africa and the world. He has excelled in carrying out this mission. All who speak about him today have given him cum laude, one of the best ever. His legacy is the connection between us and the departed soul. He has left it with us for safekeeping. We will soon march in unison behind the pallbearers, guided by prayer and tearful song, to the graveside. The unity we will demonstrate in accompanying Comrade Ronnie in his final journey should be our message to him. We should tell him that his legacy is safe in our care. We may not have his eloquence, his talent, or his spin doctor skills, but we can be united today and beyond. His funeral must be as unifying as the company he was to us. We can't stop tears because indeed today is a sad day, but his departure should not tear us apart. Rather, it should unite us, make us one and better. Unity is the message that emerges very strongly from the recent National Policy Conference of the ANC. The ANC is our extended family. It took Comrade Ronnie into its care as a teenager, molded him to be the figure he is today. The ANC will lead in taking care of his legacy that he has entrusted our country with. We support the idea of preserving his name, of making sure that he is forever among us where he belongs. I must return to where I started and ask, Comrade Ronnie, what do we say in days like these? Are you gone? Are you gone forever? Is today your last day with us? We all know that Comrade Ronnie may be gone. Today may be his last day with us. He is on his journey to join his leaders, many great leaders like him. But he will always be in our midst, in our company. He lived his life in a manner that ensured that even if he reaches his end like today, this will never be the end of his name and the rich life he lived. Excuse me. We mourn him because we all loved him. His legacy is safe in our care. I thank you.
Thank you very much to our national chair. As a correction, she is representing the NEC of the African National Congress, not Parliament today, so that we are not in trouble. Let me call upon